Hello and welcome to an upper body routine designed for women on the Bowflex. My name's Eric and I'm leading this routine on a PR1000, but you can do this routine on a Bowflex Blaze, Ultimate, XLT, Classic, whatever style of Bowflex you have that has this bench here. And all of our lifts will be run through this bottom set of pulleys here, which is the normal Bowflex handles. So what makes this routine designed for women is twofold. The first is our rep volume is going to be a little bit higher, 12 reps per set, and I'm going to be counting them as I go. I'd recommend you just count along with me if you're not, bothering anybody. It's just kind of a good habit to get into, is counting those reps. You can slow it down a little bit that way as well. The other thing is the muscle groups we're targeting. Women tend to want to hit triceps and back more than men do, where they kind of want to hit their chest, shoulders, and biceps a little bit more, and everybody wants to hit their core. So we're going to be hitting all of those muscle groups as part of this routine, but we'll have more emphasis on the triceps and the back. So throughout this routine, there's going to be rest intervals that are going to be counted down by this clock. They are going to vary throughout this routine, so I recommend just keeping an eye out on it as we go. Some of our lifts hit our entire body at a time, and then some are only going to hit half of the body. And for those ones that hit half, have a little bit shorter rest interval. So another thing I want to remind you of is, if you're looking for a little bit more structure, there is a program that you can purchase that consists of all these free videos I'm posting here on YouTube. There'll be a link in the description. So if you're looking for more structure, or you just want to support the channel of what I'm doing here, of creating free content for everybody with Bowflexes to help them get in better shape, well, use that link and purchase that. I very much appreciate it. So next thing we've got is we're gonna have a 4-minute warm-up, and then we're gonna rack up our resistance. So I will see you back for that warm-up right now. Here we go. Let's start out with some jogging in place here. And while we're doing this, to get our body warm, let me tell you about today's lifts. So first up, we have a 1-arm reverse fly. It's going to be great for hitting our back, our triceps, and it's also going to hit our shoulders a little bit in this lift. It's the only shoulder exercise we've got. And from there, we're going into some sit-ups, and then a seated bicep curl, just 2 sets of those. Then we're going to have some tricep extension after that, going to hit the back of our arm. Then move into some seated rows, hit our back, and that's also going to hit our biceps again, just a little bit. And then from there, we got some chest press planned. Just 2 sets. Triceps again get hit on the chest press as well. And then finally, we're going to move into some torso twist. So let's keep jogging here just a little bit. And as we wind this down in a moment, we're gonna move into saucers. And for that, pretend your nose is at the center of the spiral, and you're slowly gonna trace it outwards, making bigger and bigger circles. So let's wind down this jog and go into those saucers here. So slowly bigger circles. Loosen up that neck. And about now, you should be at about full extension here. And now let's change directions and trace that spiral inwards. Okay, from here we're gonna do some bent arm circles, where we're just gonna bend our arms here and then just kind of rotate here, trying to loosen up our chest and our back just for a little bit here. Let's give it a nice roll. Now let's change directions. Bring it forward. We're gonna move into some arm swings now. Swing those arms across your body, and then do a arm pull at some point here. I've got one hand on my elbow. I'm just pulling this across my body, stretching out my tricep. We'll hold it for a few seconds. Alternatively, you can also stretch it out like this above your head if you prefer. So let's switch arms. I'm gonna go above my head here. And now we're gonna move into some torso twists. So from here, I like just having a nice wide stance and then spin side to side here. Really trying to loosen up our core, get some nice stability. Now I'm gonna move into some YTW. So I'm gonna reach up nice and high as you can go, and then bring those hands together and tap them together, and then out wide, tap them together, and we'll make a W, hold it, and then tap together. Let's do 2 more of these. Y, T, together, W, and together. Let's do 1 more. Y, reach it up nice and high, together, T, together, and a W. Now for this final 20 seconds, you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna do some finger pulls, loosen up my forearms, loosen up my biceps a little bit. And I'm just pulling my fingers back here. You can do whatever you want during this last 20 seconds. And as this ticks down, we're gonna start racking up our resistance. So for our first lift, this is gonna be a couple tough lifts to start out with. I'm gonna be starting out with 50 pounds of power rods for myself here. You can go 20, you can go 30. Really, we're all at our own levels. Do what you know feels right to you. So let me get my 50s racked up here. And I'm gonna show you our first lift. And hopefully you have just a moment to try this out before we get into it. And this is gonna be that 1 arm reverse fly. So I'm gonna be sitting here with my shoulder facing the Bowflex. And with my outer hand, I'm gonna grab this handle here. And then my inner hand is gonna hold this crossbar. I'm gonna bring this elbow up nice and high. And then I'm gonna extend this handle out just like this here. And we're gonna get a nice extension. Fully bent power rod at the end of this lift. So this is a really tough lift to get started with, but adjust the weight setting. Know that you're not going to be maxing out your Bowflex on this first lift here. So everybody, let's get in position here. Sit up nice and tall, elbow up, and extend. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it nice and smooth. 5, 6, 7. Keep your wrist firm. 8. Don't let the handle roll all around. That's 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, next lift. Again, we got the short rest interval because we're only working out half the body here. We're just doing the same thing, but on the other side. So let's get in position here. Sit up nice and tall, 1 arm on the crossbar, elbow pointing up. And now let's extend it out. That's 1, 2, 3. Take this nice and smooth. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, spinning back, and we'll do the other side again here. So we got 1 more on each side here. Let's get in position, 1 arm on the crossbar, sit up nice and tall, elbow flared out, and extend it out. That's 1, 2. I want you exhaling as you extend out. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, 1 more of these, and then we're gonna have a slightly longer rest interval, and then we're gonna move into some sit-ups. So let's finish this exercise out though. All right, 5 seconds left. Arm on the crossbar, other elbow flared out. Here we go. 2, 1, extend. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going a little too fast. I'm going to slow it down. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so I'm gonna move into sit-ups up next here, where I'm just gonna have my legs over this leg extension, and then I'm gonna grab these handles right behind me and move into a sit-up like this. Now, if you can't do a sit-up on this machine doesn't always work well for that. It can be a little hard on your knees. You're gonna do a seated crunch here, where you're gonna bring these handles down towards your thighs and then get your shoulders off of the bench, just like this here. I'm gonna move into a sit-up here though. And we're just gonna work out to the clock here. I'm not gonna count each of these reps. Just take it nice and slow. And if you're doing the crunches, really try to stay in that extended position. Hold that pause, that isometric hold here. Really engage those abs. Okay. So we got 2 more sets of sit-ups incoming here. And be sure to adjust the weight setting if you need it. Let's get in position here. And let's go. 40 seconds of work here. Exhale on the way up and slowly lower. Ten more seconds. You got this. Okay, 1 more set of crunches coming up. And then after this lift, we're gonna move into that seated bicep curl. I'm gonna be adding a little bit of resistance, and I'll tell you about that when we get there. Right after this lift here. So let's get in position. All right, let's go. Exhale on the way up and slow lower. You're halfway through the set. Almost there. Okay, we're moving into bicep curls here. I'm gonna be increasing my resistance from 50 pounds of power rods up to 80 pounds of power rods. So what is that, about a 35% increase, 40% increase? And once I've made that adjustment, feel this out for you. I'm gonna be seated here on the bench and extend my legs all the way. And from here, I kind of like leaning back a bit, and then we do a nice full bicep curl here from this position. So we've got 2 sets of this, and I want you to make them count. Okay. That's 1. Take it nice and slow, especially on the drop. 2, 3, 4, try to keep those elbows tucked in. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. Adjust that weight as needed. We got a slightly longer rest interval here. And then we got this last set of curls coming up. All right, ladies, 5 seconds remain. Let's get in position here, leaning back, arms extended, tuck in those elbows and curl it up. That's 1, 2, slow negatives, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's go. All right. So we're moving into tricep extensions from here. I like using the same weight setting I did on the last lift, but feel it out for yourself. Let me show you how this is going to work. So outer arm is going to grab one handle. Inner knee is just sitting on the bench here. And my inner arm is going to be resting up against this crossbar. So I'm going to be leaning forward here. And then I'm going to try to keep my elbow just exactly in this static position here. And then I'm going to just be rotating a quarter circle around it just like this here. So we're going to be trying to do 12 on each side. Let's get in position for this here. Here we go. Elbow out and extend. That's 1, 2, 3. Control the weight. I know you can go fast on this. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, other side. Here we go, about 5 seconds left. Get in position. Elbow cocked back. Extend quarter circle. That's 1, 2, 3. Try to keep that elbow locked in place like it's the middle of a circle and you're just rotating around it. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale on the way out. That's 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, nice. One more on each side, and then we'll move into those rows. All right, 5 seconds in position here. One arm on the crossbar, elbow back, and let's extend that arm. That's 1, 2, 3. I want you to think about going really slow on the negatives here. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Whew. Those get tough near the end there. Let's go, team. Just keep pushing here. Let's get in position on the other side here. elbow back, and here we go. Let's extend it. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Whew, all right. We're going into seated row from here. So for this lift, you're gonna be facing the tower, and you could sit all the way here with kind of your butt up against the leg extension, or you could even sit up on the leg extension as you do this lift. And this one's just a really natural motion here, where you grab these handles, and then we're just gonna be pulling them back here and get a nice squeeze in your back as you do it. You can do what's called the normal grip here, where my hands are in parallel to the ground, or you can turn them 90 degrees into a hammer grip. Both grips work. Just pay attention to what you're using, because we're gonna switch it on the last set. So let's go, row it back, squeeze, and that's 1. 2, slow negatives on this as well. This is 3, 4, 5. Try to hold in this fully extended position as you do this for like half a second or so. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. 2 more sets of that coming up. Okay, let's get in position here. I want you exhaling as you pull the weight in. That's 1. Hold it in this fully extended position for a fraction of a second. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. One more set of those coming up. And for this last set, if you did a natural grip, switch it to a hammer. If you did hammer, switch it to natural. Okay, let's grab these handles, get in position here so we can start on time. Switch that grip up. Here we go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Slow reps here, control the whole time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, there we go, that's 12. We're moving into a chest press next. You may need to adjust the weight down a little bit, or you might be just fine keeping it where it's at. So I'm gonna be sitting here with the handles going underneath my hands here like this, and then pressing out in front of me. Now, if you need to, you can also move this bench into the angled position here and do a chest press from that position. I like sitting up nice and tall as I do it. It's gonna engage your core muscles and your back a little bit more. So again, I got my hands over the handles. They're coming up this way. And I'm gonna just be pressing this weight out from my body here. Just driving it away. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale as you press out. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. You might need to straddle the bench a bit here. 9, to not get sucked back to the tower. 10, 11, and 12. So yeah, I have to squeeze this bench here. Otherwise I start getting pulled back to the tower if you got a lot of weight racked up. So we got one more set of that. And we're gonna do some torso twist. Okay, let's get in position. Here we go. Drive that weight out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, torso twist up next. So for a torso twist, I'm gonna slide all the way to the end of this bench here. So I basically got my outer arm or outer knee kind of up against this pad here, and you can grab the handle that's either behind you, that's furthest away, and then do a twist, or you can take the handle that's closest to you. When I have a lot of weight racked up, I like grabbing this closer handle. So I'm gonna sit up nice and tall and twist it across my body like this here. So twist and really focus on the slow negative. I know I keep saying that. It's especially true in this one. I'm not gonna count the reps here. Just encourage you, just try to go as slow as you can in the negative here. Exhale as you're twisting away from the tower. And then we're just gonna switch sides. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, you can follow the handle with your eyes, or you can be looking across the room here and just keep your gaze straight out over this leg. Both approaches work. I kind of switch it up from time to time. So let's spin around. Let's get ready to go here. And twist. Now all the work should be in your midsection, not in your arms or your shoulders here. One more on each side. You know, we're almost done with this routine. Wow, this thing flew by. Let's grab this handle here. Sit up nice and tall. And here we go, let's twist it again. Control that weight through the whole motion. Engage your midsection here. And when you're in that fully extended position, it might feel like somebody just kind of knocked the wind out of you. That's okay. It's really that tightening of your core muscles. And that's usually a sign that you're doing it right. So let's get in position here. We got one more of these, and then we're gonna move in to a little bit more tricep work. We're gonna go back to tricep extension. So let's do some final twist here. Let's go, team. 10 more seconds. You got this. Okay. We're going into our final 2 sets of work here, and those are going to be one arm tricep extensions. So again, inner knee on the bench, and then we're going to hold the crossbar with our inner arm, and then we're just going to be extending this back. Now I'm going to be targeting 12, but if you can do more than 12, I want you to keep going until you can't do any more of these extensions. Okay, about 5 seconds left. Get in position here. Let's extend it out. Control the weight the whole time. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many you got in you? 10, 11. I feel 15 here. 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay. Other side here. I'm going to target 15 on this one. Here we go. Extend it back. That's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Can you do 15? 12, 13, 14, and 15. Whew. All right, nice job. Let's rack up our resistance here and wrap them up with a bungee cord, or whatever you got. Keep them pointing up, straight up and down. That's going to help keep those power rods lasting for a long time. So again, great job on finishing this. I'm proud of you for finishing, and I want you to be proud of yourself. And as always, be good to yourself and be good to others.